Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Ramirez. I'm sitting here watching. I have to show you. You have to excuse my appearance. There's a meaning for everything. I suppose they would say in the wild world. See, everything is so glamorified. When you watch TV, you see a bunch of models with makeup and perfectly minute for minute prepared. Went from Web 1.0 to Web 2.0, which the difference is 1.0 was a spreadsheet application of information presented to you like the old television, and 2.0 is pretty much us as people being able to communicate back and forth. Controversy behind it is that television has made people dumb because it's undemocratic to have a dictator, a tyrant, in danger, communicate to you without you making choices or the people being able to vote, seeing if that's what they want to be told. They agree with those ideas. So compared to 2.0, which allows us to communicate back and forth, modern television and web communications allows us to have democratic values, which has allowed people who are kind of like veered off of society to be able to come back into society, modern, recuperated people. You know? There's a lot of issues in the world. Some with financing, issues with currency values, the meaning of capitalism. Its entire history is decisive and decisive measure of having to use it and keep it, telling people what it is in exchange for its pure nature and how people are affected. The difference of the value from a dollar from 20 years ago to today, and someone's personal cultural values and how they perceive money affects the way they look for work or spend money with affordable to those prices. All of these things must be taken into introspection when it's considered about me appearance. I didn't comb my hair today, obviously. See if I can find my brush. I'll be right back. Ta-da! Comb this point of view. Kind of weird noise. I also gotta go to the barber. Anyway, I'm not worried about my hair. I'm feeling invincible. And I was just playing with the electrons in the program and see if I could take time. Oh, I take the credit. I'm watching Mad Max 2, the old one with Mel Gibson. Interesting. I love that show. And when I was young, it was kind of complex to watch because a bunch of renegades running through the road with road rage and complex to society. And today, the new show is more technology based. And it's like, we take the best aspects of innovations that are sellable like sounds and actions, and we apply it to ourselves. And we make things look so ambient, so fiance. It's just this nice overture towards for acceptance. So we can't really tell the difference if the new one and the old one is better, like 1.0 and 2.0. I'm an interesting guy, and I don't want to be a Hollywood actor. No, I don't want, well, I just want to be an actor. I like Hollywood, but I'm interested in being you go in tensions with working on stuff, you're ready, and you go in a big crowd, and it's like, they kind of make you into what they want you to be perceived as. And that happens a lot. It comes with this paternal, mental consciousness extraction, and you're supposed to get seen a certain way. And that's not fair, to people who works really hard. So, to show my civic deliberation, I'm working on a few initiatives that I think I can present myself and say, right or wrong, right or wrong. I work with things with innovation, man. It's like working there, maybe things that are necessary and people aren't keen enough or have time to decipher and look at the problem themselves and maybe even think about it. Most of the time, somebody is by malice mutilating my character for the public because they sense that I'm going to be the ambiance of appeal, be accepted. Like these Marty. What's up, Doc? Marty! We have to go to the future, Marty. What? Doc! Oh, we just got here. Marty! Where are we going? We don't need. Hey, McFly. Shoes untied. Anyway. Enough of the chrono system. Let's see what Mad Max is doing with soul, road rage. Anyway, yeah, pretty much. I was like my acting abilities is pretty much on point. It's out there. I'm now at the point where I look for stories, where time conflicts can have been like a word existed in and try to take the art out of that and apply it to scenes. But I have a problem like expressing scene art, which is like putting like things behind the character or flipping from one scene to another and just the possible responses of the characters or even agreeing, like the audience, do you like this scene or not, and just having like a means to apply that to performance. So, just to put that out there. But anyway, I just always want to keep up with what I'm doing as far as my parents, sound, to so many different people. Keeping up with watching movies is the best thing. Kind of like seeing the meaning behind them before everyone else, because I can tell the difference of my progress and others. So I hope that by that you guys accept the mirror and notice that, eventually, you can be just who you want to be in this world. There's not really much to it. It's all training. Once you make yourself to a certain point, you become trainable and you'll be able to do things that you want. You just understand the world, you can help people out at the same time. It's really pretty much basic parts of society is trying to help others that aren't aware that they're being attacked. Okay, so on that notion, under my invincibility, I'm watching out for preliminary heart disease and things like, people like to stress you out and make it seem like that something's going on, and then your body responds to it, and it starts killing the enzymes, your good qualities off. And then when you get to that part, you pretty much you start becoming unhealthy, and then it leads to strokes and heart attacks. So I am learning the right activities to take on, and the more you work on yourself, the more when people receive you, they're able to, they're able to communicate things that, easier because you're able to. So we always work for the worst person in the group so we can pull them into society. That's one of the innovations that I get from reading economic policies and artists and the entire business of what's going on behind all people. Working on my mathematical calculations so I can see a little bit on the economic supply chain side, so I won't be kind of lost. Luckily, Central Park is like 2 blocks out the window from here, so I can run Central Park. It takes me about an hour. I went down to 40 minutes. I have to learn how to stretch, so I won't get these little sharp pains. Stretching the most important part. I didn't know that. You know, instead of people getting jealous and having to remove them, you need to stretch. I also go to like health clubs and anything closer to like a Mike Brooklyn Bridge, perfect right outside. Put my stuff in the locker, take a jog, come back, take a shower, regular stuff, you know? Working on a future, a career, a promised house, a retirement plan, 401k, all this stuff, things for people, subsidiaries, things that need things for other people to eventually find their way. You know, they didn't have a chance to see. It was like, here it goes. Anyway, that's it. Ramirez getting off. I hope you enjoyed my talk. And I'll speak to you in the next time. Thank you.